Will the US raise the interest rates again? Will Bitcoin price continue to rise? If you're interested in knowing more about this, please keep watching. Currently, BitGet has a promotional event, offering a $10 trial fund after registration. This is a great deal. You're more than welcome to click the link below. As long as you sign up for an account, no KYC verification, deposit, or trading is required. And you can receive a trial fund worth $10. Also, we're having an event, partnered with BitGet on May 6th. It's a sharing seminar about cryptocurrency. BitGet will be sponsoring the venue, and everyone can participate in the event without any charge. I've prepared informative content to share with you, and BitGet has prepared lots of merchandise and prizes for a lucky draw event. You're welcome to come to Kaohsiung Lin Palace's Century Hall from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on May 6th. I hope to see you there. You're welcome to fill out the registration form below. Free entry. All right, let's take a look at the Bitcoin market now. In fact, we had a very important event yesterday. At 2 a.m. on May 4th, we expected the most likely to be the last interest rate hike in the U.S. The last interest rate hike of this cycle is very likely to happen at 2 a.m. At 2 a.m. today. Of course, I did a live stream about the rate hike, including the press conference. I did a live stream on these events. Let's look at the statistics by the CME Group. As of now, the next FOMC meeting is set for June 14th. Most people believe that the interest rate will remain at the current level and have no more hikes. However, in every FOMC meeting in the past, you can notice that the amount of the rate hike has gone from less to large gradually, and vice versa. At first, it was 25 or 50 basis points, BPS, and then increased to 50 or 75 BPS, and even 75 to 100 BPS. However, it began to slowly drop from 100 to 75 BPS, to 75 to 50 BPS, and then to 50 to 25 BPS. Currently, the hike is by 25 BPS. It's widely believed that the next hike won't happen again, and they will maintain the current terminal rate. That's around 5.25%. It will continue to remain until the U.S. believes that they brought all statistics back to normal. It will then begin a cycle of interest rate cuts. Actually, everyone is very much looking forward to the cycle of interest rate cuts. Okay, so why does the U.S. monetary policy garner so much attention? In fact, the U.S. monetary policy is close-knit with cryptocurrencies. Concerning the current situation, it seems that the interest rate is very likely to be maintained at 5.25% in both the June and July meetings. And in September, we might expect the first rate cut. All right, let's look at this chart. It shows the last cycle of interest rate hikes. As you can see, this black line shows how the rate hike developed. As the line displays, the interest rate starts with a slow rise, and then it begins to speed up. But that was within people's expectations, because the Fed had given out some hints and messages. Afterward, the rate hike slows down until 2 a.m. late at night. Everyone believes that this would be the last interest rate hike. So, the entire cycle of the interest rate hike is very likely to end now, as it arrives at the terminal rate and has it maintained. Looking back at the period when the interest rate hike cycle ends and the rates maintain at the terminal rate, what has happened? You can observe the last interest rate hike cycle and the maintenance of the terminal rate took place from around December 18th, 2018. It's from December 18th, 2018 until the end of July or early August 2019. Around the end of July or early August. Oh, wait. It's at the end of June. Around the end of June or early July. Give me a second. It's the end of July. Yes, that's right. Around the end of July or early August. The cycle ended. During that period, the terminal rate was maintained. And what happened in the cryptocurrency market? Moving on to the daily candlestick chart, because the weekly chart is a bit too big. Let's start with the daily chart, which is more clear. Let's look at the chart. In this chart, it perfectly reflects on what happened to Bitcoin during the period when the interest rate is maintained as the terminal rate. Let's examine this. First of all, at this point, it's a very crucial point. Very significant information here. This point is where the bear market hits the bottom in Bitcoin. The bear market bottoms out. The bear market bottoms out. When does that happen? It's on December 18th, 2018. Of course, the last cycle in 2018 is very far away from us. Besides, I think this point is very important too. When the price action breaks through the accumulation phase down below. So, this green candlestick is very important. On the day of this green candlestick, its real body exceeds 20%. As it shows, this green candlestick. Okay, a breakout triggered a small bull run. I think this is the point. When a small bull run is perfectly initiated. This happens in 2019. What date is it? I forgot. Let me check. It's April 2nd. Okay, this is when the small bull run started. There's also another important point, which the price action peaks. The said small bull run peaks and reaches its ends. When does this happen? Let's see. It's on June 26th. Right? It's June 26th. All right. Small bull market peaks. Hold on. Small bull market peaks on June 26th, 2019. As you can see, these three periods that are important to the small bull run happen within the period when the terminal rate is maintained. What does that mean? Personally, I think these three incidents are the most important incidents to the said small bull run. Okay, if we refer to the chart earlier, when does the terminal rate start to remain? It starts from December 18th, 2018. It starts from that day. I'll mark it with another color. Though it's on the same day, I use different colors to distinguish it. Starting from the day marked yellow, the terminal rate starts until the end of July or early August. That's here. Okay, the maintenance of the terminal rate ends here, and the interest rate begins to cut. So, you can see that during the whole period of time, I'm using a yellow border to highlight it. The period between these two yellow lines is the period when the terminal rate maintains. Likewise, it's similar to the cycle we are about to enter. You can observe that when the interest rate hike ended, the interest rate became stable, and the statistics were under control. It led to a ridiculous upward trend at that time. If we compare it to the current market, we can notice that we're now at this phase. Also, the yellow interval can be drawn too. The left boundary is here. Within the yellow interval, the fundamentals of the U.S. economy are favorable for Bitcoin to continue to rise. It's a bit similar to what happens within the yellow interval here. Actually, Bitcoin is currently entering a cycle like this. Hence, I think the following trend is supportive of Bitcoin's continued uptrend from the perspective of the overall economy. Just like the small bull run that happened at the end of 2018 or early 2019, the situation perfectly fits into both the past and present trends. Moreover, we can observe another interesting thing. That is, when will the interest rate begin to cut? According to the general prediction, the first interest cut will occur on September 20th. So, what impact will it cause on the market and listed companies? When the interest rate cuts, the price will oscillate, and the stable terminal rate begins to drop continually. After the rate drops, when does it reach the lowest interest rate? It's in April 2020. In April 2020. Let's switch back to the market trend. You can see here, the price action in April 2020 is right here. In April 2020. I think this is the point. Right at here. It's around here. Around this point. What can you notice here? In April 2020, the interest rate cut comes to an end, and the interest rate maintains at a low level. Oops, wrong character. Interest rate cuts. The interest rate cut concludes, and the interest rate remains at a low level. As you can see, while the interest rate cut concludes, and the interest rate itself maintains a low level, here starts The Big Bull Run. The two events are extremely close to each other. This is the beginning point of the Big Bull Run, which happens right after the interest rate cut, and the interest rate remains at a low level. So, you can see that during the period of interest rate cuts, the price oscillates, and a downtrend is triggered. I believe the following market is very likely to expect the end of the interest rate hike cycle, and somewhere around here, the interest rate begins to cut. So, the period in between here is considered a honeymoon period for investors. Under the macroeconomic background, the overall economic situation in the U.S. is supportive of Bitcoin's continued uptrend. After that, we will encounter another yellow line, where the U.S. lowers the interest rate to an extreme, and the bull market of Bitcoin will be triggered then. I'm not sure when it will happen. I guess it will be in early 2024. In early 2024. If you suggest an earlier time, for example, September 2023, it's too early. Anyway, we need time to observe. Speaking of the fundamentals of the U.S. economy, it's surely favorable for the continued uptrend of Bitcoin. Alright, thank you. You're welcome to like and share my videos and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the little bell button to show me your greatest support. Thank you so much. By the way, I'd like to remind you of this again. You're welcome to sign up for the event at Kaohsiung Palace on May 6th, because the majority of the events afterward are most likely to be held in Taipei. It's a rare chance we have an event in Kaohsiung. Friends from Kaohsiung are welcome to join the event. Free entry. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye.